All right, guys, how's it going? Now, if you're a regular viewer of mine, you will know that I'm currently in Scarbados on the Costa del Yorkshire, Scarborough, North Yorkshire. So I'm over here for a family wedding. I go back to Spain tomorrow. It's just a very quick visit. Obviously, things are very busy surrounding the club at the moment, so I do need to get home and to my desk. I'm staying with my cousin. She's a massive Liverpool fan. My family's split, like at the wedding yesterday, we were talking about football and half of the family are Leeds and the other half are Liverpool. That's it. There's nobody else. It's Leeds or Liverpool. Anyway, so in this video, we're going to be talking about Benedict Arnold. If you're new to my channel, the series Traitor Trent, my peoples, my long-term followers chose the name of this feature. So if you've got a problem with that, take it up with them in the comment section. But they won't give a fuck what you think if you're new around here. But the feature is to tell you what people are saying in Madrid, or the media is saying in Madrid regarding Trent Alexander-Arnold, how he's doing there, the good, the bad. It's none of my opinion or anything. So anything you hear in this video is what is being reported in Spain, all right? Some people seem to not understand that, so this feature is purely about, hey, look, he's doing all right, or he's not doing well, or whatever. Now, if you're not interested in Trent Alexander-Arnold, I don't know why you're telling me in the comment section, because why watch a video that's got his name in the title? Do you know what I mean? So anyway, for those of you that are interested, I'm just trying to catch up on things. There was an article that was published on a Spanish website the other day, the 23rd of July. Obviously, I've been traveling and busy with that wedding yesterday, so I've not been able to touch on it yet. You will have seen a few snippets from it posted, by the Twitter twats. I've seen them picking out the little snippets, which make Benedict, or let's grow up for a minute, Trent, sound, it's just poking fun at Trent, really. That's what they were doing on social media, and some of you might be all right with that. But I'm going to give you the full article of what was written about him, and then tell you about the publication. All right, and so basically the headline was the overwhelming stat about Trent Alexander-Arnold that seriously worries Xabi Alonso. And it starts as follows. It says the arrival of Trent Alexander-Arnold at Real Madrid has not been as ideal as expected, and he is already causing concern within the coaching staff led by Xabi Alonso. So that bit, for example, was I've seen posted on social media. The English fullback did not show a good version of himself during the recent Club World Cup, a performance that was further worsened by an untimely injury that sidelined him. However, beyond his immediate performance in the tournament and his recent setback, there is an overwhelming statistical fact that is keeping Xabi Alonso up at night. One that starkly contrasts with the defensive stability the Basque coach demands from his teams. Trent Alexander-Arnold was the most dribble past fullback last season in the 5 major European leagues. So again, this little snippet has been, that Xabi Alonso has been kept up at night. Again, they were putting that out on social media, kind of putting those two little bits together. The bit which said that his arrival is already causing concern. Xabi Alonso has been kept up at night because of this. And this is what I'm saying, the Twitter twats, where they don't give you the context, right? So the bits that they're putting out are actually true, but they're not offering commentary or like what I'm going to do or what I am doing. So, for example, they talk about Trent being the most dribbled past fullback last season. Well, Real Madrid already know this. This was documented, in the mainstream media, if you like, the main football dailies in Spain. These statistics were known, so this isn't really new. So I think this article is a bit shit-stirring, really. But we'll continue. Trent Alexander-Arnold's defensive problem is the next bit in bold. The statistic is clear and concerning for Real Madrid, and particularly for Xabi Alonso. Trent Alexander-Arnold was dribbled past 56 times last season across Europe's top 5 leagues. This figure places him as the fullback most beaten in one-on-one defensive situations, well ahead of other defenders. Behind him are names like Anthony Robinson of Fulham with 50 dribbles received, and Juan Iglesias of Getafe with 44. This number for Trent Alexander-Arnold highlights his defensive vulnerabilities, an area Xabi Alonso considers essential for the strength of his tactical setups. The coach prioritises reliability at the back, and this stat directly contradicts that philosophy, creating considerable concern in the team's defensive planning. The next section, if you like, another bold bit, Xabi Alonso's philosophy and the Englishman's fit. Xabi Alonso's preference for teams with strict defensive discipline and strong solidity at the back is well known. His tactical approach is always aimed to minimise risk and secure the defence as a foundation for building play. In this context, a fullback who is so frequently beaten in one-on-one situations becomes a potential weak link. The challenge for Real Madrid now is how to make Trent Alexander-Arnold fit within this philosophy. While his offensive strengths and playmaking abilities are undeniable, his defensive performance remains an issue that Xabi Alonso must urgently address. The concern is real, and the coaching staff will need to work intensely to correct this weakness, whether through tactical adjustments or individual work with the player to ensure that his talent is not overshadowed by his shortcomings in marking. So we all know, don't we, Trent's strengths and weaknesses. And I think this article is naughty, to be honest with you, in defence of Trent. Yes, there are factual elements within the article about being the most dribble pass and things. I believe that statistic to be correct. It has been documented before by the Madrid-based media, if you like, saying that he didn't show a good version of himself during the recent Club World Cup. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's true. I think he started off. I think in his first game he wasn't very good, but he came up with some assists and he was given a decent write-up, I think, by the Madrid media, really, as the tournament progressed. I think that's a little bit unfair. So, and the statistic, like when you think about Xabi Alonso's being kept up at night and all that, what I thought this was going to be was they're not happy with him now as a Real Madrid player. But what this article actually says is that there are doubts about what he did before he went to Real Madrid. It's kind of strange. But the thing is, he might end up being, the most dribble past La Liga player or something. We don't know. I can't wait personally until La Liga starts because I want to see how he does, away from these overseas tournaments. I want to see how he does in Spain, in La Liga, because I have a genuine interest in how he does because I'm not sure it was the right move for him. So I want to see if Trent is going to be a success or a failure. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm focusing on this, this feature, if you like. Some people have said, well, why do you just do a feature on him? Well, who was the other, in recent times, who was left under a situation like this? Do you know what I mean? This is a pretty big deal. So people have an interest in it. I have an interest in it, and that's why I'm documenting it on this channel. It's like Darwin Núñez. If Darwin Núñez went to Spain, I would do the same for Darwin because I'm convinced that Darwin is going to be a success where he is the main man in a team, the first name on the team sheet, the main man, a superstar. So if he went to Spain, I would do a feature about Darwin Núñez as well. And any of my long-term viewers would tell you that I do report about former Liverpool players all of the time on here, but we just haven't had specific features, if you like, because I don't think there would be enough to put under a feature. Do you know what I mean? Like, Trent's just left. He's a high-profile player. He's at Real Madrid. It's a big one, So anyway, the article itself, I think, is a little bit naughty. So I want to tell you a little bit about the publication. It was published on a website called ke.es, okay? Let me find all the blurb I've got for you here. It's a digital continuation of a former free newspaper, print newspaper, called Ke, which was launched in Spain in January 2005. It went fully online in 2012. It's a Spanish national newspaper headquartered in Spain. I did a bit more digging in, and apparently their head office and the editorial office and things like that are in Madrid, because when I read this article, I thought, they've got to be in Barcelona, surely. But it is actually in Madrid. It's not considered one of Spain's elite news sources, more of a mid-tier digital tabloid aimed at a young, which usually means thick, urban audience. Sorry guys, if you're young. Ah, dear me. Approachable and light rather than investigative or heavy. Based on style and focus, their football reporting tends to be straightforward match summaries, quick news and human interest pieces rather than in-depth tactical analysis or original reporting. Coverage skew seems broad and general. There's no obvious club bias, because that was an important thing that I wanted to, is this bias to Atletico Madrid? Is it bias to Barcelona? But it says most output, most content appears neutral, focusing on matches, transfers, occasional opinion pieces, but nothing to suggest consistent favoritism towards Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico, or any regional side. And that's basically it, really. In football terms, expect basic news and summaries, perfect for quick updates, but not so much if you're hunting for detailed analysis or hard-hitting journalism. I got a bit more info on it and all that as to, the ownership and stuff. So I just like to know, who's who when they're writing about people, because it can make a difference. If it was headquartered in Barcelona, you'd be like, oh, well, it's Barcelona fans, but it's in Madrid, so that's interesting. The publication itself, care.es, I've never heard of it before, to be honest with you, or if we've ever analysed anything on there before, I've certainly forgot, but I don't think so. So I think I would be, I think I would have recognised it. So, like I say, Xabi Alonso being kept up late at night. I'm very worried about him. Terrible Club World Cup. I mean, I didn't say terrible, but not impressive sort of thing. I think it's a bit harsh, to be honest with you. And like I say, you will have seen those snippets, I think, on social media, the ones from the first two paragraphs, which make him sound really bad. And people are laughing and, yeah, you made the wrong decision leaving Liverpool. But they don't give any context to the rest of the article and who it is. And they didn't say that's a bit harsh, that's a bit fair. Like, if I say to you, he had a terrible, or a poor Club World Cup, I would expect those of you that watched it to say, hang on a minute, that's not actually accurate, So just be honest. That's what I think, I know some of you want him to fail miserably. I know that. And I know some of you want, him to do well because he gave 20 years to Liverpool, right? I'm just telling you what's been said I was going to say over here in Spain, but I'm actually in England at the moment. So I'll leave it with you. And we'll keep an eye on him. Like I say, I'm looking forward to La Liga starting. I am really, 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 really interested to see how he does, in that team. I am honestly, I can't think of a time a player has ever left Liverpool where I've wanted to see how they would do. Like when Owen went, McManaman went under those similar circumstances. I didn't keep an eye on anything. But we live in an age now, don't we? In a world now where we've got so much access to live streams. I obviously live in Spain, so I've got access to all the reporting, which makes it a little bit more interesting, for me. I review the papers every day, as you know, over there for you guys. So that's another reason why, if I see anything to do with Trent, I like to bring it to your attention, just so you can see what's being said, good or bad. All right, so I'll leave it with you. I hope you're having a nice weekend. Today's just a chill day for me. I'm not doing anything today. So it's a bit boring for me, really. But I thought I should head back tomorrow. But apparently there's carnage in the UK rail network around Leeds area. So I could be in trouble tomorrow for getting back home, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. It's this country. It's like a third world country at times on the rail network. It's terrible. But they're saying all the trains are cancelled in and out of Leeds at the moment. So and that's where I'll fly from tomorrow. But we'll see. All right, guys. I've recorded some videos today on my other channel, Duncan Oldham, including the morning briefing. The link to that channel is in the video description. And it'll pop up. There'll be a logo on here. I should be back with you, all being well, on Monday. I'm sure I'll do a morning briefing tomorrow, all being well. But Monday we should be... I should be around I don't know, but Mondays are a very quiet day for me. I kick back on a Monday with my boy Smooth in the US, as you guys know. So Mondays are usually quiet, but we'll keep an eye on things. I'll leave it with you anyway. Hope you're all right. If you found the video remotely interesting, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. If you want to support the channel, there's a love heart under the video called a super thanks. It's the equivalent of getting me a coffee or a beer, wherever you want. So yeah, cool. All right, guys, take it easy. I'll speak to you real soon.